Okay, are you ready?
I'm ready, are you?
We're gonna find out.
Okay.
Go for it.
Wait, how does my hair look?
So good.
Well, the last 2 years of COVID has been entertaining, to say the least.
When did you realize COVID was going to be a big deal?
I think it was really after the first 2 weeks, right, that we all thought it was gonna last.
Started to be some rumblings that they were going to maybe not have March Madness.
Rudy Gobert had tested positive and nothing had really shut down in the US before that. And so once that happened, I feel like nothing was ever the same.
But the day that it really became a big deal for me, I've been on a call with our marketing team. And as soon as I got off of that call, I switched over to a press conference that was being hosted by the Chamber of Commerce with Governor Herbert. And that's where he announced that schools were closing.
The state, just go home. They said it will be for 2 weeks in order to flatten the curve. And then next day I had already run the math and I was like, there's no way that 2 weeks would flatten anything.
I kind of thought it might be we anticipated 2-3 weeks, maybe a month or even 2, but I never imagined that it would be this big thing that would send most of us home for 2 years.
Those first few weeks, I remember being so insanely chaotic from a leadership perspective. It seemed like every single day we would take all this time to write out guidelines, what to do at the office. Oh wait, don't be in the office, go home if you can. Okay, actually you need to report it. Okay, actually really truly go home.
I was naive and thought it was gonna last 2 weeks. I think everybody probably did, that it was just gonna be 2 weeks. I figured we could deal with 2 weeks and then it was gonna be over, but of course, here we are.
So when I first got the email from Janice saying that we were gonna start working remotely, I was shocked.
I was excited, honestly, because I was gonna have this one in 5 months.
I remember getting out a Mighty Light table and putting it in my living room and thinking, well, this is gonna be weird for 2 weeks.
Almost overnight, we went to being an almost fully remote workforce when we rarely had anybody work remote before. So to have that kind of a jump that quick, credit goes to our IT team that helped us to do that, but also to the people who jumped in and kept working because we didn't know what was going to happen.
So as a result, I sent a proposal to the executive committee to establish the COVID-19 Business Response and Recovery Task Force. And this task force was primarily to be focused on helping clients, and our community executive committee approved the charter, and we assembled a team.
I remember distinctly getting the call from Shane where he said, hey, we have a client. Have you heard of this payroll protection program?
And then I had 3 clients right away who were ready to have me talk to them about it. I had an opportunity to jump in and become the expert, and so I did. I talked to the powers that be and jumped on that team.
It's so weird to think back how long that was, and then started looking into it, and then ultimately devised this spreadsheet to figure out how much people should claim for their PPP loan.
As an industry, we were poised to just be this rock star, superstar, hero type role with our clients.
So I think the greatest opportunity for the firm has really been to grow, adapt, change, and position ourselves in the community as experts and as people who really care and give back.
We learned that apparently you can change a deadline.
One thing I've learned is that you cannot predict what's going to happen.
We had to learn to be flexible. We had to learn that not everything was going to be perfect and that we had to be a little bit more understanding. And
we're used to just being we know when the deadlines are and we know when we should work or whatever like that, and the clients are the same. But as the IRS extended deadlines and clients dealt with stuff, we had to figure out how to get information in, how to get information back out.
We had to do it, and we learned that we can do it, and we learned that we can do hard things if we put our mind to it.
I'm really excited about everything that we have learned from remote work, from a client service perspective, from expanding the way we view things, from realizing that we can adapt in 10 seconds and we can really rethink and change the way we do things. I think it really will set the tone moving forward for Squire to help us to be able to confront anything that comes our way and to be leaders in thinking again in the accounting profession.